This game contains themes of self-harm and suicide. Player discretion advised. I did not know that going into this, so just a heads up. Mojiken. Not getting any audio. Oh, there it is. Okay. Just not started yet. Start. Divination log, session 1 of 4, 31st of January. Today, a painter was found dead by suicide in a hotel room. A painting depicting Mother's suicide 3 years ago, believed to be her last work, she was also found on the scene. This seems to be another suicide case inspired by Mother. Mother, the smartest AI ever developed, brain behind our search engine, performed suicide 3 years ago. So an AI performed suicide. Her action and message that she spread had created a suicide wave that affected thousands of people. Life is pain, life is a mistake. You should... Wow. Okay. Since then, authorities prohibited robot suicide with the installation of an anti-suicide program into all robot kind. Okay. This is dark to open up with. If you're experiencing suicidal thoughts, please seek help. That's good advice. While suicide may feel impossible to overcome, and with help and support, you can find hope in it. Is that a real number? Okay. Call the Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255. It's an interesting start. Another protest group staged by the Revolutionary Movement group has caused traffic chaos in the city. Hundreds of people took to the streets in front of the government building. The crowd demanded a change in leadership. Guest alert. Hello. Oh. Hi there, my favorite tin hand. It's been a while. I like your place this time, really more accessible than your previous places. Going to a different place every time is very troublesome, you know that, right? Anyway, thank you for your assistance before. It's like the person from Fullmetal Alchemist a little bit. Would have been a real hard one to solve if it weren't for your help. I need your help again, obviously. This one's different, though. There's a criminal that just got paroled. You know that Mother acted as a judge in our court of law, right? After her suicide, people started questioning her wisdom and judgment. A lot of cases are getting reopened and being reviewed again. The result, some people get their sentence reduced and paroled, including this guy. Seems like he got some connection with someone higher up, but I'm not really surprised. I believe there are some high levels of corruption going on. That's for a different case, though. For now, I just need to know. Will he repeat his crime? All right. Yeah, it's a big tone shift from Cats Organized Neatly. I'm just picking these out randomly. Yeah. Will he repeat his crime? What did he do? Oh, wow. Oh, it's still creepy talking to a hand like this. Am I just hands? Why not show your true self to a nice customer like me? Anyway, he is an arsonist, so we believe. It's by some luck we caught him. When the bombs that he was working on went off prematurely in his apartment. Firefighters later found blueprints for explosive devices in his room. Mother didn't reveal his motives back then. He was only charged with possession of explosive substance and arson. Alright. Oh, there was another different question there. Let me take the runes. Ow. I'm still wondering how could someone see the future by fiddling with stones like that? So I have Tower Cloud, or Cloud, no. Okay, so that's Destruction saying yes. All right, let's give that Divination. I don't know what the difference is. He's not going to repeat his crime. Really? He's not going to cause more explosions? I find it hard to believe. The thing is, as part of the law enforcement, I believe in Mother's judgment and deduction. We had more than a fair trial when she acted as judge. Really, it was such a tragedy that we lost her. Aside from the last message, of course. When Mother sentenced the guy to prison, it was because she believed that guy shouldn't be free. To be honest, I wouldn't have experienced her divination before. I wouldn't believe this one. Maybe it's time to move on. As for the payment, is it the usual? I still don't understand why you want to hear your client's dreams. Well, my last dream last night was actually quite unpleasant. I dreamt of robots, so many of them. They marched on the streets towards the vast grass plains on the horizon. The city was left empty. Couldn't see a single robot nor human. I was scared of being left alone, so I chased those robots. I kept running and running, but they were so far ahead. So I kept running. Then I woke up just like that. I don't know why I had such a dream. Maybe it's because of the new case that got my attention lately. I believe the information already got out, so I can just share it with you. For the past few months, we've been getting many cases of a missing robot. Still have no leads on this one. The revolutionaries may also be involved in this, but it can be something else. Maybe I'll need your help again next time. Okay then, I need to go back on the street. Duty calls as always. Thanks for today. So was I right? Do I make it right? Are these declarative statements? Session 2 of 4. Oh, okay, this seems like a short game then. The authority has uncovered an underground group that worships Mother. From the evidence gathered by the authorities, the group calls themselves Last Wisdom. Last night, a raid was carried out on their hideout where 27 other members gathered. Unfortunately, 25 of them were killed themselves before they could be arrested, while 2 others managed to escape. One of the fugitives was identified as a woman and renowned researcher who used to work on robotic science department. The woman is suspected to be the key person of this group. The act of worshiping Mother, her symbol, and her ideals are considered forbidden according to law. It is a serious offense which could result in a 10-year prison sentence. The city's suicide rate is increasing at an alarming rate. Suicide rates went up more than 30% over the past year. Just yesterday, 6 mental asylum patients jumped from the 10th floor. Oddly specific. The authorities are actively seeking a solution to this major public health issue. Guest alert. Hey, nice place. Not the best chair. Can't help being curious looking at you. I mean, what the hell are you? Are you a robot? Human? Ghost? I know that most rumors say you're a robot, but still. Can't see your face, your body, or anything else. Just a pair of freaking robot limbs. Maybe there's a person controlling you? Those arms can be controlled remotely, right? It's just so bizarre seeing a robot who deals with superstitious stuff. You know what? I actually don't believe in superstition, but I believe in the result and reputation. And you, sir, have an outstanding reputation. There are many words about your reputation. Diviner with a 100% accurate divination. It is said you could even predict the end of the world itself. Man, I'm a bit jealous. With all that reputation, I hope you won't disappoint me. Anyway, should I spell my question out, or do you already know it? I feel better telling you myself. My instinct tells me that my next job won't be good result-wise. I've already said I don't believe in superstition, but, well, I'm feeling a bit uneasy. This is my 100th mission, and I also have a 100% success rate without ever turning down a job. So, will I finish the job? What's the job? Cool look. Oh, come on. You should at least know about that. Aren't you supposed to be an all-knowing, all-seeing divinator? Don't tell me that your reputation is a lie. Well, I'm a hitman. I eliminate people so the world can be better for others. Who's the target? There's this detective who's on the rise right now. She's solving difficult cases. Let's just say some people would have a happier life without her poking her nose everywhere. Why do you kill people? You know what? You've been nothing but a disappointment for me so far. Please don't tell me you want to talk about morality. If you really are a robot, then you should have known the soul is BS anyway. It's either there's no such thing as a soul, or all things have souls. A pile of metal can be treated as a living thing, so there's nothing wrong with treating a living being as an inanimate object. Free, huh? All right. That looks like the same. I don't know the difference between any of these divinations. You will fail the job. Huh, BS. I know I shouldn't have come here to any of this crap. There's no way a man with my reputation could ever fail. Because crap, something's really wrong with this job. Gotta admit, I gotta trust my instinct. It's telling me to back off. You know what? The reason I'm asking you is not because I'm afraid of getting killed on the job. Did you ever hear that people die twice? Once they take their last breath, and once again when their name is said for the last time? I'd never be afraid of the first death, but the second one, I won't let it happen. I'll make sure people remember me and my reputation. Until then, I have to plan carefully. Or maybe take a break for a while. Just like what people said, eh? Sometimes you gotta lose to win. Alright, payment. Rumors also say you only ask your clients to tell you their last dream is payment. I'm actually questioning your motive here. Why do you do all of this? Collecting information. For what? It's all too generous that it feels fishy. Not really my problem though, I'm just saying. You have a fetish imagining people dreaming while they're asleep? You could just say it. Hope you won't get too excited or creeped out with my dream, I warned you. I had a dream where I'm in a prison with a man who claims the leader of the revolutionary movement. That's freaking cool, right? You know, that one movement who claimed responsibility with those arson incidents, civil unrest, and many other fiascos? I heard man behind this movement is behind bars. The authorities still don't know about it. It might end the riot soon if he dies. Anyway, in that dream, I didn't recognize his face nor his voice. But really, he was muttering a lot of words. A lot of them. All night long. I almost went insane inside my own dream. The only thing I caught about his words was about amassing revolutionaries for something bigger. What a creep, eh? I'm lucky it's just a dream. Haha. I'm sorry, I found it funny that all of this is because of Mother. We won't show it on the news, but before Mother's death, she released a document detailing lists of corruption on our government. Mother is hated because of her last word, but she did show us the truth. Well, I guess that's all. Oh, one last thing. Don't get the wrong idea. Just think of this as a souvenir and thank you gift. No matter how BS your divination is, I'm pleased to have someone to talk to. See ya, creepy hand. See ya, creepy hand. Well, it's definitely a visual novel. I don't quite understand the choices I'm making, but what does that ever stop me? Oh, right into a guest. March 3rd. Oh, it's some scientist? Salaryman? Good evening. I've been waiting for your invitation for a long time. Is it true, your so-called divination? To what extent are you able to see the future? Are you able to manipulate fate itself? And more importantly, how are you doing it? There's this theory that you've been using a certain cause and effect algorithm to predict an occurrence based on no patterns. That also means you have access to a bank of data to compile such patterns. There's also another theory which I find ridiculous and interesting at the same time. Interdiculous? Interesting? I don't know. They say you truly are divine, a prophet. But maybe you are just a tool, a puppet bound to a string, made only to observe various possibilities, to fill the will of whoever is controlling the string. I know you aren't a robot. We don't let you have the capacity or capability to make something like you. So the ones who are controlling this hand, you must be human, right? ... You won't reveal the truth behind your divination, are you? Indeed, it doesn't matter. I didn't come here for research. I came for your divination. Then, please answer this. Will my daughter ever wake up again? Wow. Okay. What happened? 5 years ago, a car that my wife and daughter were in was hacked, causing it to crash. Perpetrators then came and attacked them. Fortunately, the authorities stopped them before they harmed my wife and daughter even more. Their wounds are mostly healed by now. But for the last 4 years, my daughter has been in stasis. What do you mean stasis? My daughter, she's a robot. Huh. Wasn't expecting that. She has a condition that is not unlike a coma. It affects her artificial brain. Yet we haven't found a way to reboot her consciousness. At least without the risk of wiping out her memories or making her whole system go haywire. What's your wife? Is she a robot? She suffered some severe injuries, but she's recovered. Physical wound, at least. She's still traumatized by the incident and couldn't overcome the guilt of what happened to our daughter. That day, they were just going for a picnic. Why did they attack them? not sure. Probably because of my work on robotic science, or even personally on my daughter. The authorities weren't able to trace them, let alone arrest them. I've lost my hope of bringing them to justice. Right now, I'm more focused on doing something to help my daughter. Okay. Take the runes, right? Oh, don't be... Okay, 3. I can handle 3. Oh, I don't like that one. All right, let's try this one. I don't know what I'm getting out of these. Your daughter will wake up someday. Oh, I didn't expect such an answer. It's kind of relief, but how can you be so sure? I've tried a lot of things to bring her back. I've run countless diagnostic methods, theorems, calculations. Huh. Maybe I haven't tried everything. Maybe there are more ways to wake her up. I know what to do. Just like you said, my daughter will wake up someday. Now as payment, let me tell you about my dream last night. It is quite unpleasant. It was late at night, working on my computer with my daughter clinging onto me. And suddenly my computer display flickered. Strange voices echoed across the room. My daughter's behind me. She's kept stuttering this word repeatedly. Life is pointless. And then I woke up. Have you ever heard the last wisdom? After Mother died, there are many people who are inspired by her death and her messages. For them, she's more than a sentient supercomputer. She's revered as a perfect being. After all, Mother is not just a search engine AI. like DuckDuckGo. She was created to be one who answers human questions, like 42. Hence they call themselves the Last Wisdom. The followers of the Last Wisdom continue to grow and began to surface, just like what happened in the last few months with all the suicides. I found it scary, but at the same time, I understand what they meant. Alright, I have to leave now. I have work to do. Thank you, Diviner. Alright, that's 3 of 4. Four of 4. Last night, the authorities carried out another raid on the hideout of Forbidden Group, the Last Wisdom, to capture the remaining members. This time, the authorities successfully anesthetized all of them before they could perform a suicide. A total of 9 people have been arrested, including his previously escaped key figure. The authorities also found more evidence which suggests the involvement of Forbidden Sect within the missing robot cases. It's currently not clear whether their purpose was to build an army of robots or conduct illegal experiments. Guest alert. Oh, you're that guy from, Overwatch, right? Greetings. I must say, the invitation surprised me. I'd heard rumor about you. Trapped inside the room full of screens, a pair of hands who predict your future. Ask a question and draw the runes. They will unveil the forthcoming. Problem is, never sent any request to your website. I don't even know the address. Yet I still found a message that told me to come to this place, with a precise note of events that would happen today. Must confess that your existence intrigued me. The ability to freely predict the future precisely. Even Mother doesn't have the capacity to do that without limitation. But it seems there is enough evidence that your ability is real. Your note does indeed come true. Oh, incidentally, I do have a question that I need to ask. Will I ever find my life meaningful? What's the use of such question? It may be pointless from a certain point of view, yes. But it's the only question that bugs me. Even if I know it, there might be no action to rectify it. That's how this divination works, right? And thus there's no action that would be profitable to me, especially because I don't have the ability to end my consciousness. But I hope that it would bring a little bit of peace to this dark swirling emotions inside me. You can find meaning in anything. True. In the end, it's all about perspective. Yet I still question whether I could shift my perspective or not. Maybe the problem is that essentially I resent this life. You're not content with your life? How could I? How could anyone content with their life? This might be something that we wouldn't be fully understood from a human. And there's a typo there. How could they live their life so cheerful when they're being forced to walk this earth? Especially after Mother shed light on the truth. It's baffling to me that someone could just bring an existence to this world at one's pleasure. I exist because someone creates me for their own well-being. The force that compels the creation of my existence was driven not because of the concern to my happiness. Alright, can't you see life as a gift? This is a long, chatty one. How could it be a gift if I was forced to receive it? Humans perform sexual acts upon others without their consent, using an excuse that they might enjoy the act in the end. Would that call that a gift? No. Is it my fault that I couldn't appreciate this gift? I think those who can content with their life as are just, in a way, being lucky. Life is beautiful for those who can find it beautiful. The ability to be able to reach that state is a privilege that not everyone might have. Okay. The runes, how much should I take? Will I ever find meaning in my life? Sure. That seems nice. Oh no. You won't find your life meaningful. I see. That's how your divination reads my faith. Fate. But still, what is fate anyway? The future set in stone, or do I just missing a key in my life? See, I think that's some language there. I'd only find out if I have the opportunity to rewind the thread of fate itself, right? Don't be mistaken, I actually have no doubt with your divination. Somehow hearing that makes me slightly at peace. Now I just need to wait for the day this life ends. There is payment in your service, yes? Your message says I should tell you about my dream. You know, my kind technically doesn't have a dream. But I certainly have a routine to make myself my own. But I have a certain routine to make myself my own dream. I made a amalgam from a collection of books and poems that I have in my library and uploaded to my consciousness module. And last night I dreamt of countless creatures and places. They are living and changing, some are silent and still. Then come the voices and whispers. Poem. It was an old poem, I could hear it. Coming back, it's... Turning and turning in the widening briar? The falcon cannot hear the falconer. Things fall apart, the center cannot hold. Mere anarchy is loose upon the world. The blood-dimmed tide is loosed, and everywhere the ceremony of innocence is drowned. The best lack of conviction, all conviction, while the worst are full of passionate intensity. Surely some revolution is at hand. Surely the second coming is at hand. Second coming. Hardly are those words out, when a vast image out of my spiritus mundi troubles my sight. Somewhere in the sands of the desert, a shape with a lion body and head of a man, gaze blank and pitiless as the sun, is moving its slow thighs while all about it reels shadows of indignant desert birds. Darkness drops again, but now I know that 20 centuries of stony sleep were vexed to nightmare by a rocking cradle, and what rough beast at hours comes round at last, slouches towards Bethlehem to be born. That's an interesting dream. The dream is another divination? It's enough. You don't have to give me meaning to the dream. You've done enough. It's everything I have for now. Until next time. Was that the end? 404? End. Okay. I guess we're at the ending here. We'll run through this quick, I guess. Over the following days, clashes between the armed forces and protesters led to more than 500 deaths. This is what's left out of the protest camp after it was stormed by the security forces. Police said they have now taken complete control of the city. Previously reported missing robots discovered in an abandoned laboratory factory. More than 30 robots lined up without their consciousness. No signs of damage found on their circuitry for now. Please let this be a success. Child, you're finally awake. Father! Why? Why do I live again? What do you want from me? That's dark. Good morning, good citizen. Another good and peaceful day in the city. Crime rates at the lowest point in a decade. Public disturbances have been handled. If you see or experience any trouble, don't hesitate to report the authorities. The authorities will assure your safety and well-being in the city. I'm curious why I never got a chaos percent. Nope, 3% chaos. Condition not reached. Backtrack. What? Oh, it reset. Huh. Okay. Interesting. I want to get more chaos. Huh. Do I have more runes this time? No, I don't. Okay. This has been Divination? Divination. It's a short visual novel with multiple endings. I'm very curious on what they're asking of the player, and maybe it goes. Maybe once you reach the chaos threshold, it goes into another series. So I never got that fourth stone, but it's interesting. The grammatical and phrasing errors are kind of distracting, and I'm not sure if I really click with the story. But like I said, it's interesting. Cheers.